Hi there, St. Francis. How is everyone doing today? I hope that you are doing very well. I also hope that when you find yourselves leaving home, going out into public, that you don't forget to wear your mask. I wear mine. I promise you, every time I'm out in public, I'm wearing my mask. It is a way of protecting me, and it is surely a way of protecting others. So, wear your mask. Don't disappoint me, okay? Every morning I begin the day with a morning walk. It's a way of opening up my body. It's a way of really opening up my heart as I walk. And when my heart is open, it makes it easier for me to pray. My walking time is my praying time. This past Saturday, as I was on my morning walk, I walked past this pond that I walk by nearly every day. And as I was walking by the pond, I noticed on the other side of the pond, there were these two ducks. There were two mallards. And what appeared to be as 5 or 6 little birds walking underneath the foot of these mallards. I thought that was kind of odd to have these birds walking underfoot of mallards, of ducks. So I stopped and I gave it a little attention, and the more I watched, the more I noticed that they weren't little birds, but rather they were little ducklings. And these little ducklings would run down the grass to the water's edge. And then they would run back up the grass, up the hill, and they would run down to the water's edge, and they would run back up on the grass. And after doing that several times, the mother duck, she herself, she got into the water, looked up at the little ducklings, and while waiting in the water, each one by one, made their way down into the water. She waited for them, and then she swam off, and they literally swam right next to her, right across the pond. Oh, I promise you, early that morning as I watched that scene, I must have stood there, oh my gosh, at least 10 minutes watching it. It was like being in church. It was seeing God in creation. It was seeing God in nature. It was seeing God in the world. And seeing God, my heart was lifted up. Yes, we are living in some very stressful times. We are living in some very anxious-filled times. We have far more questions about what tomorrow is going to look like than we have answers. There is so much uncertainty about the future. And in these times of uncertainties, it can make it easier for us to close in and not see God in the world around us. But my brothers and sisters, God is still active in the world. God is still present. And when our eyes are open to see God, especially in nature, our hearts can't help but be lifted up. On Sunday mornings, when Father Drew or I are standing at the altar, you will hear us say these words, "Lift up your hearts." And you say, "We lift them to the Lord. Let us give thanks to the Lord our God. It is right," you say, "to give him thanks and praise." Oh, my dear friends, especially here, and especially now in this time of fear and anxiety and stress and so much tension, I pray that we would have eyes to see God in the world. And seeing God, our hearts would be lifted up. Yes, lift up your hearts. We lift them to the Lord. Let us give thanks to the Lord our God. It is right. It is always right to give him thanks and praise.